ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
A Florida man is awaiting his sentence after pleading guilty to selling methamphetamine in Bangor and Holton. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. A new report shows spikes in scams targeting seniors, and a new tool developed at the University of Maine could help scientists predict how vulnerable Maine's waters are to pollution. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Wednesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou Jean Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Here we go. So the last little bits of rain showers are getting out of here now. We're going to be dry for the rest of the day. The clouds that we've had this morning as well will start to get out of here. So we will get some sunshine going during the afternoon period. So if you're looking for excuses to get outside, this afternoon will be that time with things that will start to improve as these rain showers and clouds start to get out of here. So futurecast for today, decreasing clouds during the afternoon period. We will stay dry, but some clouds and fog on the way later on tonight, so be ready for that as we head towards tomorrow morning. So the wind's not a huge deal at all. Look at the wind, mainly at around 5 miles per hour or less. So we're getting pretty spoiled out there in the wind department. Maybe a little bit more wind again as we head towards Thursday evening. So for today, get outside, mostly cloudy, but again, decreasing clouds later in the day as we welcome in some sunshine with highs in the lower 50s and south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. By tonight, mid-30s, partly cloudy areas of dense fog on the way, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Looking ahead towards tomorrow, upper 50s, some scattered rain showers on the way, with that west breeze getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a mostly cloudy sky, but decreasing clouds later in the day, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. A Florida man is awaiting his sentence after pleading guilty to selling methamphetamine in Bangor and Holton. The U.S. Attorney's Office says 32-year-old Jared Fogg obtained large quantities of the drug in Florida and brought them back to Maine, where he and his co-conspirators would sell them. He was arrested in July of 2018 when a truck in which he was a passenger was pulled over in Lincoln. A search of the vehicle turned up a large amount of methamphetamine along with $20,000 in Fogg's bag. Yesterday, he pleaded guilty to drug trafficking charges. Fogg now faces a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison and a fine of up to $5 million. The FBI recently released its 2022 elder fraud report showing spikes in scams targeting seniors. A.J. Douglas spoke to an assistant United States district attorney who says he's seen cases where older Mainers have lost everything.
The reality is, unfortunately, a lot of times by the time a case gets to us, the money is already gone.
Andrew McCormick has worked in Maine as an assistant United States attorney for the last decade and has prosecuted cases involving elder fraud, working as the elder fraud coordinator for the past several years. McCormick says at least a dozen cases have come to his desk already this year. He explains that incidents of fraud can range from callers pretending to be government officials, tech scams, investment fraud, and even romance scams.
Often it starts out like, I got into a little bit of trouble, can I get $100 to get out of jail? And then, something else happened, can I get $1,000? And before you know it, you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars.
McCormick says people should be very hesitant to provide any personal identifying information or financial information to someone you do not know. He also has a message to seniors living in isolation.
Talk to your friends and family. What these guys try to do is isolate you, say, nope, you can't go talk to your son, your daughter, your husband. Don't talk to anybody. We need this money right away. That's a common theme in these scams, is that you need to act right now or there's going to be trouble.
The Eastern Area Agency on Aging has a list of resources available to local seniors on how to report, detect, and protect themselves from fraud. If you believe you have been targeted by a scam, please contact your local police department. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Red dresses are hanging up at USM's campus in Portland to raise awareness about the history of violence against Indigenous women and girls in the U.S. It's called the Red Dress Project. USM's Women and Gender Studies program placed red dresses around Luther Bonney Hall in Portland. According to the Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women, 4 out of 5 Native women have experienced some form of violence against them in their lifetime. Indigenous women face murder rates 10 times the national average.
And
even though that's the case, their murders and their disappearances largely go unnoticed and ignored by authorities. And so it's a way of bringing attention to that and awareness.
The exhibit will continue through the week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. A second display will go up at the Gorham and Lewiston campuses on May 5th in observance of Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls Day. A public hearing at the State House Tuesday focused on a proposed bill that would ban flavored tobacco products statewide. Those in favor and those against the bill were on hand and made their voices heard. Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
A huge issue in our school, and it's a huge issue in every teenager in America, and it needs to end.
I am afraid this would devastate Maine's economy and small business.
Those in favor and against LD 1215 rallied at the State House Tuesday to make their voices heard regarding the proposed ban of flavored tobacco products in Maine.
We ask that you give this generation the best chance to succeed and vote to end the sale of flavored tobacco products.
Among those opposed to the bill was New England Convenience Store and Energy Marketers Association Executive Director Peter Brennan. He argues if the bill is passed, Maine will fare similar to Massachusetts when it banned flavored tobacco products in 2020. He says Massachusetts lost more than $127 million within 12 months of enacting the ban.
I think it'll have nothing but negative repercussions for the state of Maine, and we'd advise you to ignore Massachusetts' folly and not go down that road.
Mainers who spoke in favor of the bill argue tobacco companies take advantage of those who are most vulnerable.
The friends that I've talked to wish they'd never tried it because they're so addicted they can't stop now.
Following the rallies, legislators, citizens, and other stakeholders presented their cases in a public hearing with the Health and Human Services Committee. Bill sponsor Senator Jill Duson is pleased with how much discussion the bill has generated.
I think it'll be an opportunity for many people who support the bill, but also for people who are concerned about the bill to speak to their concerns. I look forward to the bill being taken up by the committee because they will balance all that information, pull in the latest data, and hopefully report it out ought to pass.
In Augusta, Matthew Jaroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Senator Angus King has introduced legislation to save taxpayers money on the drug's Medicare purchases for older people. The bill expands Medicare's ability to negotiate drug prices 1 year earlier than under current law and increases the number of drugs that the Department of Health and Human Services can negotiate starting in 2028. In a statement, Senator King said, quote, "The rising cost of prescription medication continues to be one of the most pressing issues facing Maine people, whether it's a retiree on a fixed income or a working family trying to make ends meet. These prices pose a serious challenge for people across our state." Maine's pandemic rule allowing to-go cocktails and alcohol delivery is here to stay. Governor Mills signed into law a bill that makes cocktails to go from restaurants and bars permanent, joining more than a dozen other states that allowed mixed drinks to go. To-go cocktails gained popularity nationwide during the pandemic when restaurants and bars were shut down. The Distilled Spirits Council of the United States says 19 states and the District of Columbia have enacted laws permanently allowing cocktails to go. 14 others have enacted temporary laws since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. A new tool developed at the University of Maine could help scientists predict how vulnerable Maine's waters are to pollution. UMaine PhD candidate B. Van Dam has created a mapping tool to help manage harmful bacteria that affect the coastal shellfish. The Estuary Builder tool allows users to draw lines on a digital map that provide information about that area's pollution. Sean Smith, an associate professor advising Van Dam, says that the benefits of this tool go far beyond research.
It provides a platform and a foundation which can actually be continued to be grown over time. There are a lot of places that we have general knowledge about, but there are a lot of gaps to be closed in how land-sea connections work and how they affect seafood businesses in Maine and also public health and coastal communities.
The approximately 10-year project builds on previous efforts by UMaine scientists to predict pollution along Maine's coast. Visit umaine.edu/watershed research to learn more. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, home cooking is making a comeback in Herman thanks to a new business. We've got the details when we return.
We're done.
What about these?
Looks right.
the quicker picker-upper. One sheet of Bounty is all you need, and Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin Formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Hi, this is Jason.
And this is Jessica from Tossie's Checkout,
a family-owned business located in Glenburn.
inviting you to come experience that welcoming hometown feeling when you're visiting our neck of the woods.
Come check us out.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
When you get Spectrum One, you get fast, reliable internet for $49.99. I mean, I could stop right there, but I won't because, surprise, you find out you're also getting free advanced Wi-Fi with Security Shield, which makes it an even better deal. Until another surprise. You find out you're also getting a free line of unlimited mobile with 5G. Amazing! Surprise again, you also get Speed Boost, which makes your Spectrum mobile speeds even faster when you're connected to Wi-Fi. Surprise, it's me. That's a lot of surprises. I should just popped out of that. Point is, with Spectrum One, you're going to be very surprised by all the free stuff you get. Or you would be if I hadn't already just told you. But still, when you get in there, could you act surprised? A little something for the people in the store. Get Spectrum One. Internet for just $49.99. Plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free line of unlimited mobile. Visit spectrum.com/surprise, a Spectrum store, or call 844-7-SURPRISE today.
The furniture you've been looking for is in stock and on sale at the Furniture Gallery. Spring into savings with great deals like 10% off all in-stock recliners. And refresh your home with a new sofa and love seat set. 3 choices, just $9.99. Sleep better with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar. Queen mattresses starting at only $2.99. The Furniture Gallery brings you better brand names, plus a bigger in-stock selection, all at the lowest prices around. Support our main family-owned business and save money at the Furniture Gallery.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
There's been a spike in the number of fake emergency calls at schools across the country. New technology is one reason why. Here's ABC's Andrea Fuuji.
This morning, a rise in so-called swatting calls has law enforcement on edge.
The alert has been canceled, and they were getting an all clear from the OU campus.
One example, an active shooter scare at the University of Oklahoma. Law enforcement swarming the campus, but it was all a hoax, a phenomenon experts say has at least doubled in the last year. Since last June, about 250 colleges and 100 high schools have received fake reports of bomb or shooting threats, causing chaos and confusion and forcing law enforcement to expend vital resources. Experts say technology, including artificial intelligence, has helped swatters, allowing them to disguise their voices and help make their calls untraceable.
Technology is being used. You're using voice over IP. So these are not, old analog phones that are being used to call these in. This is all voice over the internet. It's all using AI and other tools.
So far this year, at least 173 mass shootings have been reported nationwide. Combine that with the number of these fake calls, and there's fatigue for everyone involved.
So the main issue is not only is it a traumatizing response to the people in the building and the teachers in the building, but it also sort of ripples out.
The FBI does not track swatting because it's not a categorized crime. Experts fear all these false alarms will prompt people to let their guards down, allowing an opportunity for something far worse to happen.
The governor's international breakfast was held at the Holiday Inn by the Bay in Portland Tuesday. It's an event that started back in 1997 when now Senator Angus King was in office. The World Affairs Council of Maine and the Maine International Trade Center come together each year. This year's focus was Maine's goal of ending hunger in the state by 2030. Groups from across the state were in attendance. One message was about ending hunger was that it's about much more than food. It's about the economy surrounding it.
Some are surprised. Certainly a lot of
Folks in the Nordic countries that I used to work with were surprised to learn that food insecurity is a crisis in the United States, the richest country in the world.
We can be the breadbasket of New England again. And we know now more than ever how important it is that our food supplies are more independent and sustainable.
Speakers say the pandemic was a major setback, but they are still confident they can reach their goal. Home cooking is making a comeback in Herman thanks to a new business called the Village Kitchen. The business, which opened this month on the corner of Route 2 and the Stage Road in Herman, is owned by personal chef Shelley Stevens. Stevens says she has always enjoyed cooking, but remembers what it was like having a young family and no time to cook with all the after-school activities her children needed to attend. She says that memory is what motivated her to offer her community hot, ready-to-eat dinners to go.
I made stuffed peppers last week, and I used my grandmother's sauce, and I've had people asking me, what's in that? Is this in that? And I'm like, no. And I had one of them come in and say, I have goosebumps all over because this is the exact sauce my mother made for me. So it's fun to be able to use those older recipes.
The Village Kitchen is open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Customers can place orders on the Village Kitchen Facebook page or by calling the business at 848-5498. Meal pickup is between 4 and 6:30 p.m. Bangor officials are working on a plan to develop a shared commercial kitchen in the city. At a Business and Economic Development Committee meeting last week, city councilors discussed continued plans to create a kitchen incubator at 50 Cleveland Street in Bangor to help local restaurants get off the ground. Last year, the city received more than $1 million in funding as part of the 2022 Health and Human Services Appropriations Bill, but the money has not yet been used. Bill Soretta, the executive director of Fork Food Lab, a kitchen incubator in Portland, says that a shared commercial kitchen could benefit both small business owners and the community at large.
This allows companies to start on a small scale basis and grow their business without having to make a major investment up front. It creates jobs. It keeps the money local. It's a lot less expensive than opening a restaurant on day one.
During the meeting, city officials said they still need to develop an official business plan for the project. The building itself will need to be renovated to meet food quality standards. The Central Kitchen project does not currently have an estimated completion date. After the break, we'll introduce you to a Clifton man who's making jewelry from scrap metal. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick'em Red Sox is sponsored by Bruns Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Main Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow.
The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Herman Meadow is a very user-friendly golf course. We have some very good rates. We have discounts for military people. We have discounts for seniors, individual and group lessons for juniors.
The greens, especially this year, they're in excellent shape. It's not a course that won't allow you to hit the ball 10 or 12 times on any hole and still have fun.
There's some challenges out there, but there's also some risk rewards.
It's convenient. You can come in Union Street, you can come in Route 2. It's just in a great location.
It's just a fun place to play.
The Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Come and enjoy the experience of their all-you-can-eat seafood dinner every Friday night now through April with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Simply call to make your reservation or order for takeout. You can also take your taste buds on a journey with their 5-course international menu, Tuesday through Thursday, for just $29.95 per person. The Lucerne Inn. Beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
A former merchant marine from Clifton is proving it's never too late to try something new. Following the advice from one of his daughters, Mike Billings decided to tap into his artistic side. Our Jody Hersey stopped by his workshop and has more.
At his home workshop in Clifton, Mike Billings, owner of Twisted Fate Forge, pounds away his doubts in order to make way for something beautiful to unfold.
My oldest daughter looked at me one day and said, "Dad, you just need to own up that you're an artist," which has been something that's been hard for me to do, right? I move metal. That's the way I look at it.
Since December of 2022, Billings has been making copper jewelry and wind chimes out of scrap metal.
I love scrap yards and I love junk, and I see things in items, and I know that I can do something with it.
The day we stopped by, he was twisting metal into a crescent moon pendant.
Feels good to be able to recycle something, put beauty back into it, put life back into it.
In previous years, Billings served on an oil rig as a merchant marine and later a shift supervisor at a power plant. Now this stay-at-home dad is finding a deeper connection with his two daughters as well as himself with each piece he creates.
Made a number of bracelets. Many pieces I make are very personal to people. I've been asked to make engagement rings. I've been asked to build a guitar, dog tags.
Billings sells his creations on Etsy under the name Twisted Fate Forge, and he hopes to participate in craft shows this spring and summer.
But I didn't envision doing this whatsoever. It's very new, so I'll always be learning and honing what I do and trying to make new things.
In Clifton, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Breast cancer is the second most common cause of cancer among women in the U.S. Medicaid expansion seems to be helping address the burden. With more, here's ABC's Faith Abube.
Since Congress passed the Affordable Care Act in 2010, at least 40 states have expanded Medicaid. And prior research has shown that expanded access to Medicaid can improve access to cancer screening services, such as mammograms. A recent study looked at more than 20,000 patients and found that those living in states with Medicaid expansion were less likely to be uninsured, a staggering 18.9% versus 41.1%. Those in Medicaid expanded states also were less likely to be diagnosed with stage 4 disease, with larger decreases in states that expanded Medicaid earlier. Researchers say that Medicaid may only be part of the picture when it comes to receiving quality cancer care. Still, they believe that the study highlights how Medicaid expansion can lead to significant lower rates for those without health insurance. With this Medical Minute, I'm Faith Abube.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Has paying your mortgage been a struggle since COVID-19? The Maine Homeowner Assistance Fund could help. You may be eligible for up to $50,000 in aid. Apply today at mainehomeownerhelp.org.
It was like 8 o'clock and Rick's not home yet. I called his phone and there was no answer. My front doorbell rings. I knew the minute I heard the doorbell what was on the other side. They knew that Rick was driving 8 miles an hour and the brakes were engaged and the person that rear-ended him just wasn't paying attention. Unless you're looking straight ahead, everything else you do is distracted driving. If this could help one family, time well spent. Nobody should have that knock on the door.
Make the most of your waterfront with a Shoremaster dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Shoremaster docks and boat lifts have been the trusted choice for decades. With Shoremaster, you get the expert product knowledge and first-class service you've come to expect from Hammond Lumber. Hammond is the country's largest stocking Shoremaster dealer, so you won't wait to get the dock system you want. Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire with professional service after the sale. Your dream waterfront begins with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
Pepper's Landing is the definition of authentic Maine dining. Named in honor of our grandfather, The primary focus at Pepper's Landing is offering a variety of fresh, locally harvested seafood to all. We take pride in our quality and selection, but it doesn't end with just seafood. We also offer delicious selections of burgers, pasta, steaks, and more. So stop in to any of our locations and see what Pepper's Landing is all about.
Behind on home expenses due to COVID-19? You're not alone. Help is available for mortgage, utilities, or property taxes through the Maine Homeowner Assistance Fund. See if you qualify at mainehomeownerhelp.org.
More than $33 million is heading to communities throughout Maine to expand internet access. The funding comes from the Maine Connectivity Authority as part of its Reach of Maine extension program. Internet service providers invested $13 million towards the program, which will help fund 10 projects across 74 communities in 14 counties. Those projects will expand broadband access to 6,300 additional homes and businesses. Girl Scouts of Maine says a Brownie Scout from Ellsworth has set a Maine record for cookie sales. The organization says a young girl named Liliana sold more than 2,500 packages of cookies. Liliana's mother, Priscilla Tripp, says the little girl wanted to sell 2,202 boxes because Liliana's favorite number is 2. She ended up doing more than that and has been busy making her deliveries. Well, that is a lot of cookies, and if she needs any help sampling, I'm happy to help. Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are Paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. All right, let's get things rolling, though. So we're looking pretty decent out there now. The last little bits of rain getting out of here, and that means the clouds will start to break up this afternoon as well. So be looking for sunshine. There will be plenty of that later this afternoon as the clouds start to break up by about 3 o'clock or so during the afternoon period. But we have low pressure off toward the west that could allow some more rain showers to develop soon as well. So we'll have to watch for more activity off toward the west as we do proceed forward in time. So futurecast moving forward, though, a mostly cloudy sky this afternoon, but breaking up by around 3 to 4 o'clock. So we'll get some sunshine going before it sets. We'll be watching for clouds and some fog again as we head towards Thursday morning. That will get out of here throughout the day Thursday, but scattered showers on the way during the afternoon period. Maybe some heavier downpours at times as well. We'll have to watch that closely. That'll taper off Thursday night into Friday. And Friday will be a nice way to wrap up the week as the precipitation starts to get out of here. But then there's another system on the way. Now we'll arrive as we head towards early Sunday morning by around 4 o'clock in the morning, tracking from the southwest to the north and east with multiple rounds possible again. So we'll get that round through. And then by Monday night, Monday afternoon or so, we'll be watching for more precipitation on the way. We had time to watch this one, though, but at least Sunday into Monday, looking wet yet again with another system that will be moving in. The rainfall chances at least through Friday, nothing too ridiculous, maybe 1/10 of an inch or less before we'll all finish up. This mainly takes into account the Thursday chance for precipitation at this point before it starts to back off. Let's talk about wave heights here, right around 3 to 4 feet according to the buoys out there, so it's starting to look pretty good. At least at this point, no advisories in effect along the coast at this point. So overall, things are starting to look nice in that department too. Our average high is 58 degrees. Lower 50s is what we'll do today. Upper 50s Thursday. Friday, mid-60s, getting above normal. That'll be nice, right? Lower 60s Saturday, back into 50s Sunday into Monday. Then mid-50s again as we head towards Tuesday. Forecast for today, lower 50s, mostly cloudy, but the clouds break up later in the afternoon to reveal some sunshine. South wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tonight, here we are, mid-30s on the way. Partly cloudy, some areas of dense fog out there as well later on, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 50s, scattered rain showers on the way, maybe some heavy downpours. With that, we'll have to watch that. With that west wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Again, you saw maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain or less possible in some spots, but maybe some heavier downpours could give us some more rain in a few areas. But already, your extended forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving will be showing a partly cloudy sky for your Friday with highs in the mid-60s. Saturday, mostly cloudy, highs in the low 60s as well. And then low 50s Sunday with chances for rain moving in again.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Enjoy the weather later this week.
Is attendance